Hello, welcome back. And the next step you're going to do here is to place our base plate here. So we have two options here. We can put points at the edge on this side and on that side and on that side. And remember, our base plate will be a square, and the length or the shape or the dimensions of our square shaped base plate will be subjected to an offset from the edge here. In our case, I'll give it an offset of 200 from the edge here. Now, how do we create that offset? We'll create it from the center of here. We'll offset this point that we are going to create here to the edge. And remember that the diameter or the OD of our pipe or our CHS is 610. So we'll divide that 610 by 2. So we'll have 305. So I'll select on this point here. Let me just select on this point here. If I select on that point, and let me just do away with the with this joint. So let me just come here and select on the point and right click and come to special copy here. Let me just bring it into a visible or accessible location. So I'll select the point, right click and come to special copy here and pick on linear. So this is subject to the direction or the orientation of your XYZ position. So just take in that direction, so you'll be able to see that we have our X pointing that direction. So we have to give this an offset on that direction by 305. So I'll come to X here and just type in 305. So once I've typed 305, I'll go ahead and click copy. So if I click copy and come on the other end and try to check this, I'll be able to see here we have a point that we've offsetted from. We've given an offset from the center here. So I can also just select on this, since it's still red, means it's active. I can just right click here and come to special copy here and pick and give it a linear, and on the same direction we're moving against the X direction here, the X direction. So I'll add here 610, and this 610 I'll prefix with a negative sign because we're moving on the opposite direction of X axis. So I'll go ahead and click copy. So the reason I'm doing so is because I want to copy this point to the other end, and I'll come here and close this. So if I zoom close, you'll be able to see I have a point here. So this is just the points we are creating to help us in creating a base plate, because we try to use a hollow section, but it's giving us as a circular base plate, but we don't intend to use a circular base plate. So I'll come here once again and select these points, right click and come to special copy here and give it a linear, and I want to add and I give it an offset of 200. So I'll come here and feed in 200, but we'll be moving on the positive direction of X axis, so we don't need to prefix that dimension with a negative sign. So I'll go ahead and click OK. So once I've done so, you'll be able to see, if I close that, you'll be able to see we have a point here with an offset of 200. So I can also go here and select on that, right click and come to special copy and give it a linear here. So this time round, I'm going to prefix with that with a negative sign and give it an OK or click copy. So once I've done so, I'll be able to now bring it into a position that I'll be able to see everything well. So I'll select on this and select on that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to push this to that direction by 305, because we want to just move right to the center, right to the edge of this. So I'm going to pick on special copy linear. So we are going to move on the y-axis. So let me click reset and come to y-axis there, and just type 305. So once I've clicked 305, I'll be able to move to that spot. Now from this spot, I'll be able now to give it an offset of 200. So I'll just right click once again and come here, and this time round I'm going to pick on move. So I'm going to move them that way on the y direction by 200, because I'm giving it an offset from the edge of the pipe or of the column by 200 right there. So once I've done so, I'm going to click move right there. So there we are. And now the next thing I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to add that offset of 200 plus the 305. So that will be 505. So since this is still active, I'll right click and come to special copy and pick on linear. So I'll go ahead and populate this along the direction of y, but in the opposite direction. So this will be 5 or 5. I'm adding that offset from here to that direction is 200. So I'm going to add this to this 200 plus the full diameter plus the full diameter of our column plus the offset. So I want just to show you another way of doing it. We can select this. We can select this. Let me just come here and select that. Press Ctrl, select that, then right click and come to special copy, and you can pick on this and come and place it somewhere there, right there. So we have that in place. So if I come here and select that and turn that around like that, I'll be able to have the points in place. So I can just go ahead here and follow these points and create a base plate right there by coming to steel, then coming to plate. Then I'm going to just follow these points to create a base plate. So it's as simple as that. So I'll come here, just mouse over that and mouse over that. But in a situation where you will not be able to see the other point, just press Alt D and press Alt D again, and you'll be able to see that point on that far end there. So just give mouse over it, and you'll be able to get a snap on that spot, and mouse over this, and just give it some time to be active, and we'll create a plate here. So if I click here, let me just click on that spot, and once I've clicked on that spot, I'll be able to right click and click and interrupt. So if I press Alt D, I'll be able to get back to where I was there. Let me just press Alt D repeatedly, and I'll be able to have my base plate here in place. So the next thing we have, you can see the base plate is right on the surface of is at 0, 0. So what we can do is just to weld it on this so that we don't get this clash here. So this will be part of welding, will be trimmed off by the thickness of this plate. So the next thing we are going to do on the next presentation is just to create is to create the bolts and to create the stiffeners. So let's meet then on the next presentation. Bye bye, and I hope you've learned something. Though I'm taking a bit of time so that you get exact information that I intend to show here. Bye bye, and let's meet then.